You go, I go, you stay, I stay. One song to sing.
What's going on, guys? Class of 2015 shirt. Campus. Got Tankster here.
What's up, guys?
We got some downtime right now, so we're gonna do the answers from the questions that I asked you guys for in the video, how to get sponsored, class of 2015 push workout. So I asked you guys for any questions regarding any tips or information that you guys want. All right, so disclaimer, any of the answers I've given you is just purely advice, tips from my own experience and Tankster's experience. We're by far not doctors, experts, so this is pure advice. You don't have to take it, but you can listen. I always recommend you guys doing your own research. Learning is the best way to get better. All right, there's tons of questions. A lot of them are mixed in with how to get sponsored, stuff like that. So we'll probably go with 2 videos. I'm gonna answer, probably keep this video down to like under 10 minutes. Go through yours too. All right. Like, I don't even know. I'm just going to start reading questions, and I don't even know what I'm getting into, but I'm just going to answer them off the top of my head. All right. Tad Martin asked, what are your thoughts on rep speed, tempo? I've noticed throughout your videos that your reps are slower and more deliberate than most people's. Is there any reasoning behind that or just personal preference? Through the years, I've tried all kinds of different things. Explosive speeds, like a faster tempo. At this point of like my bodybuilding, powerlifting career, if you want to call it, I don't know, I'm just a high believer of controlled, slower reps. I believe it makes it more difficult. You're going to recruit more fibers, and you know, it's just a good gauge of your actual strength because your form is consistent and you'll be able to track your progress with weight more consistent. Because I mean, say that I was benching and I was bouncing it off my chest, you know, not focused on the negative, right? And I was able to do 315 for 5 that way. And then I go back and actually control it, finesse the shit out of the movement, and I can only get 3. So I don't know, I just choose to be consistent with that type of tempo, that type of form, so I can gauge my progress a lot more consistent. What do you think?
Yeah,
same reason?
Yeah, same reason. Slow and controlled is a lot better than fast.
I wouldn't say better. I mean, you just feel like you recruit more fibers and you feel more proud of the reps, I guess. Mm-hmm. Especially in like isolation movements, cable work, dumbbell. I mean, you could really slow it down because the weight is obviously, you know, a lot lighter and you can control it. Max Woolley, in terms of powerlifting, how often would you boys recommend a deload? I know some programs have you take them every month, but I have just been listening to my body and taking about 3 to 5 days off from the gym. Which do you think is optimal? Right there, you said it by listening to your body. Right there, you're doing well. I mean, there's no set in stone deload rules, okay? There's going to be a lot of variables based on a shitload of things. Your training experience, you know, how much volume you're accustomed to, you know, how much sleep you get, if you're in a deficit or a surplus. So everyone's going to be different. Okay, just really listen to your body, you know, pay attention to your training. If you're tracking your progress by jotting down your lifts and your weights, you'll know when you're in need of a deload. You know, if everything is on point, your sleep, your food, stress levels, and you see your strength going down, you're not hitting the same amount of reps with the same amount of weight, then, you know, it'd be safe to say you can deload. I mean, for us, I think the way that we're training, the split that we're on, the programming, our lifestyle, I think like optimally, I think every 6 to 8 weeks. We have a lot of volume in our training, and it takes a toll. I mean, I think we can get away. I can get away with 8. You know, sometimes this guy has to get maybe 6. He's taking a toll because, you know, he gets less sleep than me. He has to get up earlier, and he can't control his
school schedule.
Yeah, I can control my sleep schedule because I'm blessed to say that I am self-employed. I run my own business, so my job is a little bit easier.
Yeah, you can even throw in occupation as a variable.
Yeah.
Someone who's on their feet all day.
Yeah, so much shit will change, you know, the deload time frame. It's going to vary for each person. So don't listen to these rules, okay? Do you feel like centering your carbs around your workout? This is a question from Jonathan Young. Do you feel like centering your carbs around your workout and having fats with mostly evenly spread out protein throughout the day is that much more beneficial than just hitting the macros in a day? I honestly don't feel too much of a difference. I guess I've been incorporating intermittent fasting for a while, so I'm used to that mental hunger. Having some carbs pre-workout, like a simple carb like some candy or some fruit, it helps me out mentally more than physically, I would say. But spreading out protein and fat, really, I think spreading out does benefit me a little bit because I kind of stay away from having a heavy meal with high fat content right before a workout. I usually try to have my fats at the end of the night. Like I usually have like 4 or 5 servings of ice cream, or I'll have some eggs in the morning, whole eggs. But I try not to have a lot of fat pre-workout because digesting fat will take a little longer than carbs, obviously. So you don't want to have heavy meals before workout. But with the intermittent fasting, it's like I like it because it's so convenient where I'm fasted pre-workout, training fasted, and then I don't break my fast till after the workout, and it works well for me and it works well for Tankster, and I don't have to worry about, meal timing for my workout.
Yeah, sometimes, because I go to school and I don't have a break until later on in the day, so intermittent fasting really does help. It just allows me, because I don't have breaks during school, so I have most of my meals later on in the day.
Yeah, so we don't really live by that meal timing thing, the workout, pre-workout stuff, post-workout. The only time I'll have like a simple carb, some candy, is when like I get up early and then we don't have a workout until later, and I don't want to have a big meal in my stomach. All right, Vincent Nguyen, tips on increasing metabolic capacity during a bulk so you can cut on higher calories next time around. All right, there's no way of really increasing your metabolic capacity. In terms of, increasing it, you can get it back from a low point, like say you're in a long cut, in a deficit for a long period of time. You can get it back to your set point, where your body's most comfortable, the calories, but really increasing it, boosting it, it doesn't really happen that way. Everybody has a genetic metabolic capacity. The only time you can change it is increase of activity. Like if you add in an extra leg day, or you add in a 6th day of your training split, that's increasing your capacity. You can't change your genetic set point, your genetic metabolism. Okay, you can improve it from a shitty point, down here after a contest prep or a diet, and then get it back to where it was before. All right, so increasing your metabolic capacity in the off season, you can do it by increasing frequency of training, your exercise. Do you still have Tankster doing some HIIT cardio?
Every now and then I do it, but lately I've been doing low intensities just because we are deeper into my cut, and there's times where I do feel fatigue in later in the week. So I'm just doing low intensity so I can allow my body to recover easier.
I lost you like 2 minutes ago. 2 questions from Macro Mike. What would you consider the best mass builder for your legs besides squats? Bad back, so he has a bad back. Would you say Smith machine squats or leg press? If I had to choose one, I would say, of course, like you said, squats is the king of building your legs. I would go with leg press. 2, when it comes to building a bigger chest, getting that full like you do, would you suggest a barbell bench press or something like a hammer strength incline press machine for more of a contraction? I really think barbell bench press. You got to remember, as a natural athlete, your strength is a big factor of how much muscle you're going to put on. Strength is key. Okay, if you're not getting stronger, you're not going to be growing unless you're enhanced. Okay, if you're on drugs, if you're geared up, you'll grow doing push-ups. Okay, as a natural athlete like ourselves, you have to rely on strength. If your bench isn't going up, your chest isn't going to go. It's not going to grow that much. As a beginner intermediate, yeah, you're going to get some gains, but after you hit a higher level of training, you're going to have to rely on strength. Like me, my bench is up there. I've been benching for a while. I've been training about 15 years now. So my bench is pretty strong, and I think my chest matches it. Okay? And as a natural athlete, that's how you're going to look at it, is like your bench. You can gauge your progress that way. So the bigger your bench gets, the bigger your chest gets. For the hammer strength incline press, I would do that. I would choose that movement more of like a hyper day, a volume day, getting the reps in there with that contraction part. So, but if you're building your bench and you're getting that strong, that's going to transition into those isolation movements where you're going to be able to rep more weight, and that's going to spark some more growth. So that's it for Macro Mike's questions. Where are we at with time? 13 minutes. You see any other good questions? Let's do one more.
How about, will you look noticeably leaner when you stop taking creatine? So
I would say no. That is BS. Okay. Even if you're taking a creatine monohydrate, and you're consistent on it, you're not going to be holding a shitload of water like people think. It's not that that skin water that you're holding. You're going to be more volumized. It's going to be more water in your muscle bellies. Okay? So no, it's not going to change anything. And my advice with creatine, some people ask me, I'm cutting now. Should I get on creatine monohydrate? Should I stay on creatine? If you weren't taking it while you were bulking and you weren't taking it consistently, then you don't have to take it. I would say don't jump into it. Jump into it when you start a bulk. But if you were bulking and you had creatine monohydrate as a regular supplement, then why take it out when you're cutting? I never take it out. I run creatine monohydrate year round. I don't cycle off it. And when my body composition changes, nothing changes. I'm not holding water. I don't feel bloated. So that's one of those myths with in the fitness industry. Creatine, it makes you bloated. It makes you hold water. That is incorrect. One more question. Saw a good one. There you go. Kevin Dunn. Can you explain counting macros when eating out somewhere that doesn't post up nutritional information? Local restaurants, for example. I would say avoid, especially if you're cutting and you're in a contest. If you're in a contest prep, I would avoid it completely. Unless it's a very special occasion. I mean, it's like a family event, you know, a hot date with your wife for your anniversary. Don't avoid it. But if you can avoid it and it's not one of those occasions, then, you know, don't do it. But if you can't avoid it, all you have to do is go on MyFitnessPal, search something similar to what you're looking for, and look at the macros. And if you have the experience in looking at it and kind of eyeballing it, if it looks like it makes sense, then go with that. And then if, just to be safe, you can add in fat and a little bit of carbs manually. Just type in carbs, search that, and then add it manually by grams. Like add 5 to 10 grams of fat just to be safe. Or add 5 to 10 grams of carbs just to be safe. You know, at least you accounted for it. It's nothing to sweat over. It's not that serious. I mean, we don't eyeball stuff too often. We stick to the same foods and we stay consistent with the macros that we accounted for, like Waba Grill, Chipotle. As long as you stay consistent with the numbers that you're using, you'll be fine. It's nothing to stress about. But that is it. This is already a 16-minute video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and please hit the like button if you liked it, and we will do a video too, because I think there's a little bit more. There's actually a lot more questions on that video. So, peace. See you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.
You go, I go, you stay, I stay. One song to sing.